Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Oh man, I literally just forgot how to count for a second there, and I'm not even. I wish I was joking. I literally forgot how to count down from 10 for a second there. All right.
It wasn't for a second.
Yeah. Or I mean, from 5 even. It was worse, and it was for more than a second. So, anyways, how's everybody doing today? Good.
Yes.
Awesome.
Really
good. Good. Glad to hear it. All right. So this is a very interesting spot where we're starting off. So before we go live, before we get the game started, I do want to say one thing really quickly. Everybody that's here on the stream, just so you know, I did apply some extensions onto Twitch. I'm trying something a little bit different to see how it's on there. So you'll see like a countdown timer for the streams, which is yay, cool. Hey Raul, thanks for the resub. You'll see a little fun mini game down below that you can do while you're watching the stream, keep you distracted. But more importantly, you'll actually see if you allow the extensions to happen over in like the lower right hand corner of the actual window itself. If you press the puzzle piece and allow the extensions to happen, every 10 minutes you'll be awarded with what the stream's currency is, which is daddies. Every 10 minutes you get 2 daddies. And you'll see like random chests popping up on the screen every once in a while that you can click on. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Get you more daddies, and there's ways that you can use those, once again, built into the extension itself. And then just one tiny more detail to continue on that. You should not see this on YouTube. But if you are watching this on YouTube and you do notice anything like that appear on there, let me know, because I don't think you should see it, and I would like to know that you did. All right, that's that. We just ended last session a little interesting. So let's kind of sum that up quickly. You had some conversations between the party. You went about and had like big conversations to like get stuff onto the ship. Things to what's the words I'm looking for here? Things to transport to try to like pay for the maintenance of the ship, pay for the crew of the ship, all of those things. But then also, what's his name? Luca took an arrow to the back and it really hurt. And then when he pulled it out, it like literally singed him. It like burned as it like melted into his body with like magical fire, which sucked. And then Stalbor and Reich got waylaid by the same person. There was a trap there that went off, but they were fine. But then all of a sudden, one arrow, I think it was like 40 damage, dropped Stalbor in one hit. Yeah. It was an assassin shot that was just a critical hit or whatever it was, and it was incredible. It was incredibly successful. It was amazing. And eventually, Reich fought the person, and the guy was like, I'm going to leave. Reich was like, haha, you wimp, walking away from this fight. So he turned around and just dropped Reich. But luckily, right as he did that, and he was standing over Stalbor's body, doing something with it, Luca comes bursting in the door and engages the person in combat. He fights at Luca for a couple of moments and then tries to get away. Kieran comes running in the door a few moments later on. Kieran comes running in the door, runs through the back way, sees him turning a corner, and then summons up all this power to throw a lightning bolt at him. Literally a lightning bolt, because congrats, the whole party leveled. Yay! Did everybody actually do it in Roll20?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Good job, guys. I thought we all just said yes. I was just confirming. And the guy got singed, fried, dead-zo. So here we are. Kieran, all of the energy, every part of her just completely wiped from the magics that she had to use. Just completely wiped. And then, what is it? Reich on the ground, really messed up but stable. Stalbor looking like he's dead with the person standing over him, and Luca now standing over him, messed up himself but still very capable of fighting. I'm gonna bring the attention to Luca because he has the most energy with him at the moment. So Luca, please.
So I see him go down, or is that what you're saying? I saw that the lightning bolt took this guy down.
Well, you saw her shoot a lightning bolt and get wiped from the energy, and she doesn't exactly look like she's rushing forward. Actually, I think at the end of last stream, we even had her walking to check on him, and his body had fused with the metal mask itself, the electricity just like melting his flesh around it.
Okay, cool. I'm immediately going to Stalbor to make sure he's okay.
Okay, awesome. So you go over to Stalbor and you kneel down, and he is not looking good.
Can I do like a medicine check?
Absolutely, sure.
Not very good.
He looks dead.
He looks dead?
Yeah, you go over. He's usually pale. His skin usually doesn't have as much elasticity as the average person. But like you check as for a heartbeat, you check to see if there's any responsiveness to the pupils. You check for any of that stuff, and you get
It
nothing.
doesn't seem good. I'm gonna force feed him a healing potion.
Okay. You pop out the healing potion and you feed it to him. Roll.
Yep. I'm just gonna roll healing elixir because it's the same thing.
It looks like you rolled really well,
Yeah.
and you heal him for 9 points of damage. He's still staying still. He's still motionless. Do you want to check him again?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he's like starting to get a pulse back or anything like that.
Sure.
Medicine check.
His skin is cold to the touch. You're getting zero responsiveness from him. You don't think he's there with you.
I have like a moment of panic where I like look at him, look at Reich, look back at him.
In this moment of panic, before you continue,
Yep.
a reminder: you're literally looking at him lying on the ground, exactly where you saw him performing his ritual over
on
Odette.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like specifically freaking out even more so. Yeah, this panic's going hard. I probably wait a solid 30 seconds of and I rush over to Reich to see if he's all right.
Roll me a
I do
medicine check, please.
Perfect.
At this point, Kieran can come back in. Reich, he's unconscious. He's hurt.
Muted. Aaron's muted.
Oh.
Sorry, I was coughing.
At this point, Reich is unconscious. He's injured, certainly injured. But he is not. He's alive. He's breathing.
Okay.
It's not even super faint. He's on the cusp of coming back himself. Anyways, if enough time passed, he would just wake up.
Okay. My attention would immediately go directly back to Stalbor, and I'd even yell for Kieran.
All right, well, have been standing over this guy this whole time, right? While Luca had his panic attack. That's
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna start stripping this guy and start investigating him and stab him just to make sure he's dead.
The one with the mask melted into his flesh.
Yeah, I don't care about his mask.
So
Fuck him.
you literally just kind of like, and I'm just making sure I get this right. So you have a dagger, or
I just
whatever it
take
is.
out my
You just-
rapier, or
yep,
I just-
and you
I
just
cut his
stab
throat.
him right in. Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I will just like strip through his belongings and see who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
If I see like Luca panic for a second and then go back to look at the other two.
Yep.
Yeah, I would call your name out after the second looking at Reich, and I go back to Stalbor, not knowing what to do. I'm just like, Kieran.
Yep. You
And
have
I'll kind of like sigh, like stop what I'm doing and turn back around.
absolutely.
I
You'll
don't
see,
have any potions on me.
Yeah, you'll just see me like over Stalbor's body, kind of having like a panic attack. Like I don't know what to do with him. I'm like half picking him up, half wait, maybe I shouldn't be moving him. Like I honestly don't know what to do. You can see just like franticness on my face.
You went to school to study warfare. And like I say, like as she's walking back over, just kind of like frustrated with the situation.
Yes, I did. It doesn't
And,
look good, Kieran.
I'll look over Stalber's body and I will try to make a medicine check, I guess.
Yep.
That's cool.
Please go right ahead.
Beautiful.
I love how great. Whenever we look at Stalbor, it's like no.
I mean, you sadly you look at him and it's just like it's one of those. I imagine Kieran's not very well trained in this stuff either with the negative one medicine. She goes over and she lifts up his hands by like a couple fingers and lets it go and it flops down and she like slaps him a couple times in the face, maybe throws a little water on him and she's like, "Yeah, he's dead." So almost like Scully with the ear to
Yeah.
the foot.
Yeah, so like I imagine so like she picks up his hand and drops it, and like there's like a moment of realization of
Do you have a
this
potion
isn't
on
helping.
you? Does Mike have a potion on him? So I'm
I
gonna, I'm gonna
I
continue
gave
looking
him a
about it.
healing potion. He did not heal. Do you reply to that, or you stay quiet?
She's
No,
yeah.
she doesn't. She'll look over at Reich's body and see like if he has anything on him.
Eric, did you have any healing potions?
I used them.
Remember
I had to pull one off
Yep.
a Stalbor to
Yeah.
to try to save him.
That means I have one left. And
Yes.
curiously enough, 4 packs of like pre-made. Like I'm going to make potions with these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're not very useful right now.
That's
All right, so I'm gonna start looking for like a desk or something.
I mean, This guy, he was a shady person that ran an establishment here. He has supplies, but don't forget, there is a corpse in the middle of the room, tied to a chair, with a little bit of sand on the ground all around him, but spilling out of his mouth and his nose and everything is a ton of sand from all the emptied and then replaced carefully back on the shelves hourglasses that were opened up and poured into this guy's throat to literally drown him in his sand. But you look around, like around that horrifying scene, and you do see, like, 'cause again, there's that corpse there. There's a melted one outside that smells like boiling flesh, and then there's your two friends that one you're pretty darn sure is okay, and the other one you're not. You look around for a desk, you find one.
Okay, I don't care about the bodies, and I'm not looking for a desk for potions. Scott, you said I was completely wiped out of magic. I was wiped out of sorcery points, but I still had all my other spells.
No, that was the way that we had described the fact that you cast a spell at 4th level. You cast a 3rd level spell while still a 4th level character during the transition of leveling up. It's I'm not giving you the effect of being fatigue. It's just roleplay purposes.
Okay, cool. I was making sure. So I'm gonna like push the desk over. I'm gonna tell Luca to put the bodies on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately pick up Stalbor, put him on the table first, walk over to Reich, pick him up. Do I need a strength check for Reich?
I would say no. Luca's strong enough that it's not like you're doing this quickly. You're just doing it to the best of your ability.
Yeah, definitely carefully. I would pick Reich up as well. I would tell her Reich's alive, in case she hadn't already. So I'd say Reich's alive. He's breathing. He's just not conscious.
Scott, how much does the table and the two bodies weigh?
I mean, the table itself is going to weigh probably like a solid 50 pounds because it's maybe more because it's not like particle board tables that we have nowadays out of IKEA that are going to fall apart in like a minute. These are real tables, right? So it's 50 pounds at least. And then Reich himself weighs a significant amount. He's a big boy. And then Stalbor, 500 pounds plus.
Really? What?
How much do you weigh, Reich?
Oh, well, 500 pounds is fine, as long as I can. That's actually the limit.
Oh, okay.
So.
How much do you weigh, Reich?
285, minus my equipment.
And Stalbor, you weigh less.
Which I only have a single
I'm
katana
fairly
on me,
sure
which is
once
probably
you-
8 pounds.
Yeah, once you figured it out, Scott, I don't know. I remember, and it's not in pounds anyway. I don't think so.
Oh, that's fine.
It was
If
very
I had to
light.
guess, with all of his equipment, 150. With all of his equipment, so 285, 150, 4 plus that.
Yes.
Actually, it's about 500 pounds, just shy of. So you're good, Aaron.
Cool. So I will. Shit. Well, first I have to convert a second level spell to sorcery points so I can twin it. But I'm gonna cast twin levitate on myself in the desk.
Mhm.
I tell Luca he has to find his own way out.
Where are you bringing them?
Up.
I nod.
Durasco.
So she obviously just grabs the table and pushes it. She levitates it up a couple inches, pushes it out the door, and then that blew off the hinges because of Luca charging in. And then just while outside the door, because now she's lined herself where she wants to be, can just start lifting the table itself and hoisting it up. Luca, what are you doing?
I'm gonna actually. I look at the dead body of I always forget his name. Stalbor's friend there. What's his name?
Denton.
Denton. So I look at him. I take a deep breath, obviously seeing that he's very clearly dead and has been dead. There's a moment of, like, I'm starting
Kieran-
to collect myself, and I walk out the front door behind them.
No, Kieran would tell you to grab the mask, fucker.
Are you telling me to grab the mask?
The dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would go grab the whole dude at that point. And then I'd walk outside and probably address the crowd of people that is out there. I'm assuming that you said there was a large crowd.
There is.
when
There's
I
a
went
good number
in.
of people surrounding the doorway. It's just that they were like watching everything happen. You had to make your way through them. So they are watching. They are very interested in what's going on, but nobody was saying anything or acting. And at this point in time, no guards even showed up. And it's
There's
been a
no
while.
guards yet? Okay.
No guards.
If there's no guards, I'm just gonna start walking through the crowd with the intent to go up. Find a way to go get out of the cogs.
Okay, so you just go and start finding a way. It's easy to do. You know that the bar that you guys always go to, the reason why you go to it is because it happens to be right next to the hospital you guys always go to.
Right.
And you literally just walk down from there, so you know that you can get back up there no problem.
Right.
So you're going to go that way, which is sadly the longer way, so you'll get there last. So
Right.
Kieran, bring the attention over to you. You're levitating them up and bring them over to House Tarasco. At one point in time, while you're levitating, a guard on the sky cart is going to come flying over to you and be like,
Yep.
"Excuse me, ma'am. What's going on here? What is the emergency?"
My companions and I were attacked by assassins. They're in very poor condition. I need to take them to the House Drasco immediately.
Absolutely. Allow me to. Oh, and he's like staring directly at your face, like there's something on
Yeah.
it, because there is. He's like, absolutely, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. I'll take care of that immediately. And he like flies close to you guys, and obviously you're handling that, but he flies close to you guys. His crossbow at the ready, clearly eyes peeled and keep an eye for any danger below and above as he's giving you an escort towards.
Yeah.
As you guys pass by some other guards, he gives commands to escort you guys as well. And then when you finally get to the House Drasco healing house, when you guys finally get there, he then takes from you. He's like, "Where was this that happened? What house is it? What district?"
I would have told him exactly where it was on the way over here, and I would tell him my companion is bringing the dead assassin a long way around.
Who is this friend of yours? Just a quick description.
Look
I'll
at
find
Denise.
him. Denise,
Denise.
House Denise, absolutely, and he'll be carrying a corpse. So,
Yep.
because the group that's with you, they kind of split in half. A few of them going to meet up with Luca and provide him an escort as well, and a few of them going to investigate the house. And so they start flying over towards Luca to lend assistance. Now, here you are in House Tarasco. When you walk in, immediately as you're like pushing, corpses through a door on a floating table, the halflings kind of and they get up and rush over to lend you aid to try to provide some sort of assistance for you. So they rush over and they start asking you, "Please come with. Are you okay? Are you okay yourself?"
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, just come with, and they're pulling you with them over towards the towards one of the larger healing rooms. I can't remember. Was Kieran a part of the healing before, or was that just Odette?
She went here for like stitches, but like not magical hearing, no.
Okay, cool. So it's one of the rooms that they've been in before because it's large enough to just house everybody. Where am I looking for? I'm just trying to find the character's name because the one that eventually comes over to you is Mika. So the one that comes rushing over to you and she's like, "Oh, is there any way that I know these men. I know both of them. Please, quickly, get them in here. These are heroes of Sharn." And she, not recognizing who you are, sadly, but she pulls like as many people on hand as possible to come in and lend aid and help get them onto tables. Within less than a minute, they have Reich waking up, a couple of salves pushed onto him and whatnot. So Reich actually comes to like, oh. And you see that you happen to be in House Drasco again, and there happens to be a few people working on you. Not Mika. You'll see her across the room as you sit up and you see a few people working on Stalbor. Go ahead, Eric.
Instantly, I would push up and just be like the first word I would say is Stallbor, and then I look over and I see him being worked on, and I completely punch drunk. I'll try to swing over my legs and try to stand up, but I'm imagining the many people in House Tarasco and my.
I mean, if I was there,
Infirm
I'd probably
estate.
push you down because I don't want them to have to waste time on you.
In my infirm state, I just kind of I stumble back, and then I lay my head down, eyes staring at the ceiling, completely out of it.
Mm-hmm. I imagine not only is he in pain, but he's also being introspective at the moment. They're working on Stalbor for maybe 10 minutes before finally they just kind of sheep Mika is the one that's kind of starts telling them, just wrap it up. Just stop. We're gonna have to call it. And you see this from across the way, but as though you weren't watching this, she kind of makes her way over and she's like, Kieran. At this point in time, Luca, you had a couple of guards come fly over to you. They clearly knew what was going on. They clearly had spoken to Kieran. They lend you an escort. They take the body from you, saying that they'll bring the body to the morgue at that is in control of the city guard, and they'll give you an escort all the way back to House Tarasco, especially since you're injured. Are you okay with that?
Luca's going to try to remove his mask first. He doesn't know that it's singed to his face, obviously. So
you just smell
first
boiling
he's gonna-
flesh. Yep.
Just boiling flesh. So he's gonna try to remove his mask, see that it's not.
Make me a strength check.
Oh God. I really hope I fail. Just straight strength, yeah. Or yeah, no, maybe
Strength check.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh my God!
Oh no! Oh man! Oh God!
I don't want this.
Oh God! Okay, okay. Natty 20. That was amazing.
I'm keeping the mask.
You know when it's the old desperation thing. It's like when a mama bear has to defend their cubs.
Yeah.
They get that
Takes the jaw with it.
strength.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh God, no.
I
Oh,
really didn't want that
jeez.
to happen.
So you
We get
grab
the
the
bad
thing,
boy
and when you pull it off, there's resistance to it for a moment, but you just kind of like sink your fingers in onto the mask. Like you have like your thumb your fingers are wrapped around the side of the mask, but your thumb like grabs it right where the eye socket was. You know what I mean? You just get like a good pull of the mask, and you kind of like hold it back with your other forearm, and you just rip as hard as you can, and you can feel the sinew and the flesh and everything that melted to it, just like ripping off, and just like strands of just filth and nasty just coming off, and the smell underneath it is horrifying. When you rip this thing off, you take off with it maybe 75-85% of his face with it, so it's like stuck to the inside of the mask, and it's all like gooping and whatnot in there. I mean, it's solidified enough that it's not dripping off, but it is so gross. And underneath you just see like all the fried muscular tissue, and you see a little bit of bone over by the cheeks and everything. It's just nasty.
Oh.
Sorry,
So-
one of the guards literally.
Yeah. I'm grossed out by it, but I'm still kind of in a sense of shock and dismay. So I just keep the mask in hand, holding it exactly how you described, to my side, and I start walking or getting escorted to the hospital instead of. I'll let him take the body to the morgue. I'm pretty sure at this point I know for a fact, without a doubt, there's no way he's coming back. So I'm okay with it.
With mask in hand, you go walking into the into
Hey man, sorry about your face.
So all right, so Erin, she's like,
Yep.
Kieran, I'm sorry to tell you this, but he
You're still working on him.
what?
You're still working on him.
We just finished.
Kieran doesn't say anything.
And like literally, like as she says that, and she like goes to put like a hand on your forearm, like a yeah, didn't think so. And she takes the note, and she turns to walk out the door. And as Mika comes walking out the door, just looking really, really sad, she looks over and sees Luca walking in the door, and she's had to have this conversation with like Luca before, not directly, but like of things that have happened to you guys before. And she looks at Luca, and immediately her eyes well up, and she's like, Luca, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And she like walks over to give you a hug.
Kind of blank stare. Lets her hug him. Doesn't change his position at all. And he's just processing it all. Like, she's saying she's sorry. Obviously, it has to be Stalbor. In my mind, he's dead. Reich's okay. So, yeah, just completely like emotionless almost. Just kind of in shock.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything. Doesn't move. Lets her hug and then possibly walk away. She'll probably do that and then
she'll go to take care of her responsibilities.
Yeah,
She's probably actually going to go cry in like a back room for a moment because she hates giving this kind of news, especially to the same group of people over and over again.
Yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact that, especially Stalbor was in fact one of the heroes of Sharn, right? And and so she's upset by it. But Luca, as she walks away, you go make your way into the room.
I would probably I'd walk in. Am I walking past Kieran first?
So yeah, you're walking in, and Kieran actually be moving towards you and out of the room, and you say, "Where is he?"
I'll look at her. I'll drop the mask like at her feet, and just say, "He's brought to the morgue," and I'll just go walking
Where is
toward.
that? With the Shar and the guards with Carrasco.
The guard said they were bringing him to the morgue.
Sharon's guards morgue. Yep. Who
That's
visited the
good.
morgue before? It was Stalbor and
Luca.
Luca. Okay, so she doesn't know where it is. The two of them know where it is well.
Yeah, I don't know.
She
where
can
that
figure
is.
it out.
Tell me, like, so it wouldn't be faster.
I will explain where the morgue is. I don't know as a person. I don't know where the morgue is, but Luca knows.
A guard can easily bring you there if need be.
All right, yeah. So it's probably guards still with us because they escorted us here, right?
A member of House Carrasco could bring you there.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
You
So-
want to come with me?
He'll like look. He he looks at the hallway. Looks back at her. Looks at the hallway again. And he'll say yes. Like he can't even fathom going down that hallway right this second, so he's gonna go with you.
Let's go.
You guys, with Luca's direction,
I'll pick up the mask and go with my direction, I guess.
easily make your way to the morgue. Takes you a bit of time, but you guys easily make your way there. The paperwork's still being processed for it to be put into where it needs to go. Like, it's just kind of like sitting off to the side, and like, it's not quite in the area where it's going to be yet, but it's almost there as they're doing their paperwork, because, all the red tape here. And when you guys come walking in, the guards that come walking in have encountered both of you now. So as soon as you walk in and they see you and they know exactly what happened, they can kind of tell by the looks on your faces. They don't even think anything. They don't say anything. It's just one of those. They pull out a piece of paper that has a whole bunch of writing on it, and then at the bottom somebody puts an X right next to where it says like House Beneath, and they hand a pen to Luca.
I'll like skim over the document, not in depth at all, literally just kind of, I'm probably looking like I'm reading it and I'm just lost in my own thought, and
Sure.
then it takes me a couple seconds and I'm like, oh, and then I sign it.
You just sign it. When you do that, they gesture for a side room for you guys to go into.
Yep, I'd go into the side room.
It's like a viewing room where you would show, where bodies would be prepared, or you'd show loved ones for them to identify, so on and so forth.
Yep.
And like as you guys go into the room, others bring the body into the room, and they bring it over and they have it like put onto the table. It's exposed, its face ripped off and everything. Like that's get like literally not a blanket, but like a cloth thrown over it, so you don't have to see that. But otherwise, the body's exactly as it was when you guys left it. And literally, as soon as they throw it onto the table, they all walk out of the room and shut the door. They don't say anything.